You want abs and to finally escape skinny fat, but every time you try, you either end up skinnier or you just end up fatter. I know because I did both. I bulked too much and got fat, I cut too hard and got weak, and I even wasted a whole year training and barely changed at all. So if you've ever thought, why am I stuck like this, then you're in exactly the right place. Because once I figured out what I call the skinny fat trifecta and the cycle that ties it all together, everything changed. And by the end of this video, I'll show you the 3 mistakes that almost ruined me and exactly how long it takes to fix skinny fat and get abs. And by the way, if you want to know how long it exactly takes for you personally, I've built a free time to six pack calculator. So you just plug in your numbers and it's going to give you a realistic timeline. So I've linked that for free down below. Most fail to make progress for years because they don't have a roadmap. They're either cutting too long, bulking too hard, or just completely guessing. That's why I use a simple cycle to fix skinny fat, which is a mini cut into a lean bulk into a major cut. Phase 1 is the mini cut. If you're around 20 to 25% body fat, this is going to get you closer to 16 to 18% body fat, and it's going to do it quite quickly. You don't get shredded here, it's just trying to prime your body so you can build muscle more productively. Phase 2 is the lean bulk. You're going to start this phase when you're closer to 12 to 15% body fat, and you're going to stick with it for months. In fact, you want to stick with it for as long as you can, and that's what's actually going to give you the muscle that we're going to reveal later on. And if you want a shredded visible six-pack, then you're going to need to do a major cut, and you're going to use this phase to push to around 10 to 12% body fat where your abs are finally going to pop. And that's the cycle to fix skinny fat. But here's the thing, the cycle only works if you have what I call the skinny fat trifecta: training, diet, and mindset. And if you miss one, you're going to stay stuck. The first pillar is training. And here's the thing, there's no magical training split or exercise. It's about how hard you train and whether you're actually progressing in the gym. Most skinny fat guys, me included, before I actually figured this out, waste time program hopping, overtraining, or just chasing the pump whenever they're in the gym. And without progressive overload and real intensity, nothing changes. So here's how to think about it. Every single workout that you do, you should be in around the 6 to 12 rep range with 3 to 4 sets per exercise. And you only need 3 to 4 sessions a week to make really good progress, as long as you're pushing yourself every time you do the session. What makes a difference is how close you push to failure and whether your lifts are actually progressing. Long term, you want to aim for strength benchmarks to make sure that you've actually built the base of muscle that you need to fix skinny fat. These benchmarks are benching your body weight, squatting 1.5 times your body weight, and deadlifting 2 times your body weight. Once you do that, most likely skinny fat has become a thing of the past, and having those goals gives your training purpose, and purpose makes you push harder. I didn't do this for over a year and I looked the same the whole time, but training alone doesn't fix skinny fat. If your diet isn't in check, you'll either crawl along or make things worse. That's the second pillar: diet. Training builds muscle, but diet decides whether you actually transform or you stay stuck skinny fat. Most guys either bulk too hard or cut endlessly and end up small with no abs. And I know this exactly because I've done both. Here's what actually works. When you're starting at around 20 to 25% body fat, you need to run a mini cut, and that's going to last around 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to be an aggressive fat loss phase where you lose 2 pounds a week and you're in around a 1,000 calorie deficit. That's not long enough to get shredded, but it quickly trims you down to closer to around 15 to 18% body fat, and it sets you up to build muscle more productively. From there, you move into the lean bulk, and this is where most guys mess up. Instead of eating everything in sight, you need to eat in a small surplus, and that's around 150 calories above your maintenance. And here's the key: you want to aim to gain no more than ½ pound a week. If you're gaining more than that, then you're most likely gaining unnecessary fat. And you want to stay in this phase for as long as you can. You want to start it when you're around 12 to 15% body fat, and this is where you're going to actually add muscle that makes you look impressive. And when it's time to reveal that muscle base that you've built, you need to go on a major cut. For the first 4 weeks, you want to lose around 2 pounds a week. Then for the next 4 weeks, 1.5 pounds a week. And then for the last 4 weeks, you want to lose around 1 pound a week. This tapering down of the rate of loss allows you to maintain as much muscle as possible, which should hopefully push you down to around 10 to 12% body fat, where your six pack's going to become visible. But even with the right training and diet, most guys fail. And it's because they completely miss the third pillar, which is mindset. Mindset is the glue that holds everything together. Training and diet are skills, and skills take time to learn. Most guys think they need the perfect plan from day one, and the moment they slip up, they quit. But the truth is that the only perfect plan is the one that fits your lifestyle. If you're hungry at night, then push calories later. If you struggle to hit protein, then front load protein meals earlier on in the day. The key is to stay fluid. It doesn't matter exactly how you execute the training and diet principles. What matters is that you actually do it, and you do it consistently, and this consistency is going to compound over time. I used to quit every time I messed up, but once I realized that I didn't need to be perfect, I just needed to keep showing up and stick to the principles, everything changed. Training and diet stopped feeling like a chore, and it actually became a part of my lifestyle that I can do without even thinking. And once I aligned all three, the whole trifecta of mindset, training and diet, skinny fat finally became a thing of the past. But there are three main mistakes that you need to make sure that you look out for, and after that I'm going to explain the timeline that you can expect to see abs from being skinny fat. Mistake 1 is cutting too hard when you don't actually have any muscle in the first place. I thought starving myself would give me abs, but I just ended up looking skinnier and weaker. Mistake 2 is bulking too hard. I used to think that the more I ate, the bigger I would get. But the thing is that all I did was just build fat. And then mistake 3 is going to the gym but not training hard. I did this for over a year, I barely got stronger, and I looked exactly the same, and I regret this massively. If you avoid these 3 mistakes, then you're going to save yourself so many years in the gym and so many years of frustration. But how long does this transformation from skinny fat to abs actually take? Realistically, it probably takes around a year to go from skinny fat to abs. And if you want to look absolutely unreal, then it's probably going to take longer than that, and it's probably going to take around 2 years. But everyone's starting point is different, which is why I built a free times six-pack calculator, and I've linked it below because it's going to give you a realistic timeline based on your own body. You might also be wondering about a recomp, and yes, it works, but in my opinion, it's painfully slow. That's why I prefer the cycle of mini cuts, lean bulks and major cuts, because it gives you visible progress, and that can help you stay motivated. But knowing the trifecta and cycle is one thing, but what really makes this work is how you set up your diet day to day, and that's where most people slip up. So watch this video next, because I'm going to break down the exact foods I ate and how I structured my calories during my mini cut and lean bulks, and it'll make this roadmap 10 times easier to follow.